Okay. So you are asking that primary before primary key can we use the not? So like in the not null. Okay. So what is the purpose of the primary key? Hello.
Avoid duplications.
Okay. Not only duplicates, it should not also for the null values to avoid the null values. So when you are using for this purpose, so not primary key means so no need of the primary key. You mean that means
Uh,
no need of the primary key. Then what is the use of this primary key?
it is allowing the
Yeah.
repeating values also.
Okay. Got it.
Both are equal or it is accepting or not accepting, I'm asking.
It won't accept,
It,
no.
Hmm.
Not primary key means that is you should not that is not
అంటే
required on it.
it shows error or not, I'm asking.
Yeah, it will give the error only.
Error.
So try. We will create one more table.
Mhm.
Zero one I'm giving. So here serial number, you are saying primary, not primary. Okay, like that. Okay. So here what will happen? So primary key is the actually constraint for the purpose of to avoid the duplicates and null values. But when you are using
Values.
like this, it will saying that missing keyword. Okay. It will not accept
Hmm.
like this.
Okay.
So for the individual column, if you are saying like that, it will not accept. Even for the combination of the column also, it will not accept the not primary key. So if you see this after that, this will throw the invalid identifier. So when you use the primary key combination here, then it is accepting. Okay. So only for the null values or not null values, we are going to use this not keyword. Okay. So to avoid the, you don't want to insert the null values, then we are going to use for that column not null. Okay. So if it is a null, we want to accept, there is no need of the mentioning the null. Okay. Constraint name null you cannot mention, no need to mention here. But when you don't want to insert null values into that column, then you have to mention the not null. Same way unique key also. Unique key purpose is it should avoid the duplicate values, but it will allow the null values. Whereas primary key, it won't allow both the duplicate and null values in the column. In the table level, we are observing here. So table level, individual column wise, it is accepting the duplicate here. But combination of this column, serial number and S name, in this, it is not accepting the duplicate value here. Okay. But when you check this individually also, it is not accepting the null values here. So duplicate values on the combination of the columns, but null values, it won't accept in the individual columns also. When you take the table level. We'll create one more table with this create table xx underscore test 5. Then I'm giving department number, number data type, and dname varchar 2 of 10, location varchar 2 of 10, primary key and the department number and dname I am taking. Okay, department number and dname. That means on this combination, it won't accept the duplicate value. Insert into xx test 5 underscore 10 values 1021 I am taking SBI branch I'm taking, Srinagar I'm taking here. So it got inserted. So if you take the another record, so here 1021 is there again, SBI it is coming. So Madhapur I am taking. So that means it is combination of these two columns. That is department number and D name, it is duplicate now here. So that it will not accept it. Okay. So then you need to change the 1022 or some other number. Then it will be in this column combination. Now it is no duplication. It is inserted. Suppose if I say again 1021 instead of the SBI, ICICI, then so it will insert or not? It is going to insert. Why? Because in this combination there is no duplicate. 1021 SBI is there, 1021 ICICI is not there, so that it will accept the record here. But suppose if you say 1023 and here null value is there, then it will throw the error. Here value is there. Union Bank it is there. So here null value. So then also it will throw the error. So whenever table level is there, so that means individual columns it will not accept the null values, but duplicates on the combination of the columns it will verify. Okay, record is inserted. So here see this 1021 is there, again 1021 is there, 1022 is there. So both are duplicates here. But here if you observe combination of this column, there is no duplicate here. Okay. So 1022 SBI, 1021 SBI. Here 1021 ICICI, 1022 Union Bank. So like this, it should not be duplicate. So here we are applying the primary key constraint on a group of columns. Then we call it as a composite primary key constraint. Okay. Whenever you are applying on the table level, then we call it as a composite primary key constraint. So in this mechanism, individual columns are accepting the duplicate values, but duplicate combination of the columns data is not allowed. So composite primary key means it is used to create a primary key on the multiple columns. Okay. Someone asked whether it is on the primary key, you cannot create on the multiple columns now. So table level, column level, you cannot have the primary key on the multiple columns. But table level, you have the combination of the columns, so that there will be on the multiple columns. Okay. So when you consider in the primary key as the table column level, in the column level, it should be only one only it will accept in the table. Whereas in the table level, it will accept on the multiple columns. That is called as the composite primary key. So next we have the foreign key. So it is used to maintain a reference from one table to another table. Foreign key constraint, it is used to maintain the reference from the one table to another table. It is used to create parent-child relationship between the two or more tables. Okay, minimum 2 tables required for this foreign key constraint. Okay, in that it will be parent and child relationship will build there. It always refers to a primary key column or unique key of the parent table. One table foreign key must belongs to another table primary key, and primary key and foreign key columns must be common columns. Okay. Primary key table is called as the parent table and foreign key table is called as the child table. So this that is parent and child relationship. Generally, primary key is not allowed duplicate and null values, whereas foreign key accept the duplicates and null values. So, and one more, after creating the this parent child relationship, parent table records cannot be deleted. So, how you create the foreign key on the column level? So, common column name of the child table and data type, size, references, parent table name, common column name of the parent. So, for the use of foreign key, we need to at least 2 tables. Okay. So, minimum 2 tables are required. Maximum you can have multiple tables also. So, in this, to use the foreign key, first at least we have to create the 2 tables. We'll create in the step by step here. We'll create a one table, create table xxdept1 underscore, then I am giving department number, primary key, dname, varchar of 10 only I am giving here. Only 2 columns, out of 2 columns, one is the primary key column here. Okay, table got created. Now we'll insert records into this table. Okay, I'm going to insert 2 records. So commit. So have the 2 records. Now I'm going to create the child table. So this is the parent table. Why? Because we are using this primary key here. Next, we are going to create the child table, that is xxemp1 underscore 10 employee number. Here, see this. Here also I am giving the employee number primary key. Okay. Employee name varchar of 10. Department number references xxdept1 underscore 10 of department number I am mentioning here. Okay. So here this is our parent table. xxdept1 underscore 10 is the parent table here, and this is the xxemp1 underscore 10 is the child table. In this child table, we are using the primary parent table primary key column. Okay, this is the primary key column. Okay. So this we are using the references in this child table. Okay, so in this table also, employee table also, we are using the department number. For this department number, I want to use this department number data only. Whatever this column contains in this table, that column data only I have to use in this table, so that I am using the department number data type, references xxdept1 underscore 10 of department number. That means what are the values here, that values only it is going to accept here in this table. It will not allow any other values for this department number. Okay, so we're going to create this table. So now I'm going to insert some of the records here. So first record I'm inserting 1021 Sai 10 I'm inserting. Second record 1022 Jones. But here department number also same 10 I'm inserting. Third record 20 it is inserted. So suppose if I want to insert one more record, 1024 I am inserting. James I am inserting here, and department number I am going to insert 40. Okay. So it will throw the error, integrity constraint violated, parent key not found. Why? Because we are having the only 10 and 20 in this department table. That is, in the parent table we have only 10 and 20, so that it is accepting 10 and 20 here. Whereas 40 is not there, so that it is throwing the error. So that means in the parent table, what are the values is there for this department number column? Within this range only, it will access for the child table department number column. Okay. So once we establish the relationship between tables, there are two rules we have to follow. That is, one is insertion rule. Okay. We cannot insert values into foreign key references key column. Those values are not existing under the primary key column of the parent table. That means here we can insert only the values which are available in this parent table for the department number. So second is deletion rule. So when we try to delete a record from the parent table and those associated records are available in the child table, then Oracle returns an error. Suppose now we are having the records here. So in this table, I am having the 3 records. I am committing here. So in this table, we are having the 3 records, and for the parent table, we are having the 2 records. Now, for this 2 records in the child table, we are having the data. So that is here the data is there. So now I try to delete from the parent table. Delete from parent table, that is xx underscore dept 1 underscore 10 where dept number is equals to 10 I am saying. Okay. So I want to delete this record. This record I wanted to delete here. So then giving the delete from table name where department number is equals to 10. Then what will happen? Integrity constraint violated, child record found. That means in the child table we are having the relationship between this department number 10, so that it is not going to delete here. Suppose if I say 20 here, then also record is associated, so that it is not going to delete in the parent table. Suppose if I delete the child table records, so suppose I will delete this department number 2010, employee number 1023, I am going to delete. Employee number is equals to 1023. So one row is deleted. Now how many records are there in this? So only 2 records are there. And now I will try to delete this parent table record. Now it is deleted. Previously it is not deleted. Now it is deleted. Why? Because there is no records associated with this department number 20 in the child table. So that it is giving the error. Suppose if I try to delete 10 here, department number 10, then it is throwing the error. That means wherever the records are associated with the parent table record, so then it is not going to delete the parent table records here. Okay. Suppose again I will insert this comment. Here also I am inserting this one comment I am using. Now check these tables. So table is 10, 10, 20 it is there, and here also 10 it is there, 10 and 20. So that means here the parent table relationship, in the child table we are having the records associated with this department number column data. Then in the parent table we cannot delete the records. So if you want to delete a record from the parent table when they have corresponding child records in the child table, then we provide some set of rules to perform delete operation on parent table. Those rules are called as the cascading rules. What we call cascading rules. Okay. So if there is a parent and child relationship between the tables, then if you want to delete the parent table records, even though there is a records exist for the child table, then we have to use the cascading rules. That is, one is on delete cascade, another is on delete set null. These two rules, any one of the rules, we have to follow. Okay. So what it will do? So on delete cascade means it will delete the child record tables also. So on delete set null means for the child record associated column, it will set to null. Okay. So we'll create one more table here. Create table XX course master underscore 10. I'm creating this course number as a primary key and course name. Two columns only I'm taking here. And one more table, child table, I'm going to create as the student child table here. Underscore 10. Here I'm taking the serial number. This is again primary key in this table, and S name varchar of 30, and serial number. Serial number references XX course master underscore 10 of course number. That means this master table course number column we are using for this course number column in the child table. Okay. Now both the tables are created. So I'm going to insert some records into this one. So 4 records are inserted. I'll do commit. So parent table, how many records are there? So we have the 4 records. Child table also, I'm going to insert some records here. So all of them it is there. So one by one, instead of one by one, I will use at a time. I'll use the begin and end. So I'll use at a time. I'll going to insert using this block. Okay. It is throwing the error.
Mm.
So why it is thrown the error? So if you see here 10, 20, 30, 40, but 50 is the not there in this parent table. So that it is giving the error here. Okay, and here 104 and here run is there, but null value, it will accept the null values. Can we check? So no record is inserted. Okay, we'll insert one by one here. So one row inserted, second row inserted, third row inserted, fourth row also inserted. Fifth row, it is throwing the error. Integrity constraint violated, parent key not found. That means this 50 is not there in the master table. XX course master table 50 is not there. Okay. So 6 record, it is also inserted. Now check this table. Only this record got not inserted because this key is not found in this parent table. Okay. So how to use this? Now if I want to delete some records from the parent table, is it possible? Delete from XX course master, where course number is equals to 40 if I say. It will not going to delete child record found here. Okay. So it won't delete any parent table record. Why? Because all the parent table records are associated with the child table records here. See this 10, 20, 30, 40. So all the 4 records are associated with this child table. So thus you cannot delete any record of the parent table. But if you want to delete, you have to follow the rule, that is deletion rule. We have to use the on delete cascade or on delete set null. So on delete cascade means how you are going to use this one. So by using the on delete cascade, we can delete the rows from the parent table and the corresponding child table rows are also deleted automatically. So for this, we need to define the on delete cascade in the child table. Okay. So for this, we are going to create one more table xx underscore dept to 10. I'm going to create one table. So here I'm going to insert 2 records only. Record 1, record 2. So only 2 records I have inserted. Another, I'm going to create a child table now. xx-emp2 underscore 10. So references here xx-dept2 underscore 10 of the department number. So here I'm mentioning the on delete cascade. Previous example, I didn't mention any on delete cascade in the child table. If you see here, while table creation, there is no on delete cascade after the this course number column foreign key. Okay, after this foreign key, so there is no not mentioned on delete cascade. Now we are mentioning in the child table after the references key or the foreign key on delete cascade. Already executed. I'm going 20 or 2. Okay, now the table is created. So here the child table and parent table now. So for this, I'm going to insert some records into this table. Underscore 2, underscore 2, underscore 2. Okay. So I did commit here. I have the 3 records here, 10, 10, 20. Okay. In the parent table, how many records are there? Now I'm having the 2 records only here. And the child table, we're having the 3 records. I'm going to delete the parent table records. Delete from xx underscore dept 2 underscore 10, where dept number is equals to 10. Okay. So I'm deleting this from the parent table. What happened? One row deleted. So now check this tables. This table got department number 10 deleted. Child table also, it got deleted the 2 records. Okay. So using this on delete cascade on the child table, what will happen? From the parent table, if you remove the records, associated records in the child table also, it is going to delete. Okay. Now if you delete another also, department number 20, so then in this table, existing record deleted. In this table also, records got deleted. Okay. So we'll continue with the next, that is on delete, set null. Tomorrow we'll continue. Okay. Any doubts here? Okay. This topic will continue tomorrow. So on the constraints false, any doubts? And one more thing. So Saturday, I will ask you to show some queries with your own. What are the functions I explained? So on that, some of the examples you have to show me on your system. Okay. So be prepared on the function side. What are the functions? Number function and character functions and date functions are there. On that, I will ask you, everyone you should display on your system some of the examples how you are using that function. Got it? సాటర్డే రోజు మిమ్మల్ని అడుగుతాను, మీ సిస్టంలో మీరే చూపించాలి నాకు ఆ ఫంక్షన్ ఎట్లా యూజ్ చేస్తారు ఏంటి అనేది. నేను అడిగి కొన్ని ఫంక్షన్స్ అడుగుతాను, ఒక్కొక్కరిని కొన్ని ఫంక్షన్స్ అడుగుతాను. ఆ ఫంక్షన్ నాకు ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మీరు ఇవ్వాలి. ఓకే, విల్ కంటిన్యూ టుమారో.